media has been shoving down people's throats in the West. We need to support Israel. We need to support Israel. We need to support Israel. So everyone in the West knows about Israel. If these people were smart, from the moment they created their state, there would have been a media blackout of Israel. Israel, what the fuck is that? I don't know. Israel should have, if they were smart, Israel should have become as irrelevant of a country in U.S. news and British news and Western news as Somalia.
You know, and there's
no one care or know what's
being conditioned, obviously, in the school, you know, education system, just being like there's slavery and the Holocaust. Those are the only fucking goddamn atrocities that are main focusly taught, you know, from fucking who knows, 8, 9, 10 years old and shit like that. You know, outside of that, everything is just like a sidebar of things that have happened. So I won't harp on it too much, but I mean, just let me know if I'm wrong. But like, you know, okay, you know, I'm going to say something kind of crazy. Yeah, the Holocaust was bad. I can't believe I said that, right? but to even like on people as if other things weren't bad and to focus on, it allowed people to just say, oh no, we can't have another Hitler. Using Hitler in a poor format for examples or stuff like that. Saying things are anti-Jewish and anti-Semitic. Bro, everything is anti-Semitic. Like, god damn, you know what I mean? So when you sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
But that's why these guys were stupid. Everyone knows who Hitler is. No one who knows who Lazar Kaganovich and Genrikh Yagoda are. Both of them happened to kill twice as many people as Hitler in the same decade. Unsurprisingly, they both happen to be Jewish. There's a reason you will never hear about the Ukrainian Holodomor in any history textbook. I learned there was literally a paragraph of it in my world history class in 9th grade. Insignificant detail, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't want people to scrutinize that. You don't want people to examine. Why was it when 11 million Ukrainians bit the dust, 80% of the KGB was Jewish, 50% of the Soviet Politburo Jewish, 11 of 13 major gulags in the Soviet Union Jewish, right? If they were smart, they would have made Israel as irrelevant news-wise and attention-wise and focus-wise as, any other country in, like, Africa or Asia. But they're not smart. There are two.
No, but there's a catch-22 there. If you're gonna get as much military aid as you need to perpetrate this project of like religious supremacy over the whole region, with a 100-year plan of like taking everything from the Nile to Euphrates and all of that jazz, you need a lot of support. In order to get that much support, you need public opinion to be on your side. In order to get public opinion on your side, you need to constantly blast the media saying that Israel is number one ally, blah, 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 blah. So
yes,
if you could do it on your own economically, then yes, absolutely keep it out of the media. But since you need America's help to do it, both economically and diplomatically, then no, you need to blast it.
Yes, but that's why I'll always say the smartest Jews in the world were, the Bolsheviks turned out to be pretty retarded for their own different reasons. But those of the Young Turks in Turkey and the leftist faggots that are in America, both have basically said, you ethnocidal fucks. They both basically said that Israel is not really their concern. Why would I fight for Israel when I can rule my empire here and, mask myself in between the larger masses? Yeah, these are the smartest Jews. Ben Gvir, Netanyahu, and all these people are retarded. Soros funds both sides. He literally funds, anti-Israel protests, and then funds like pro-Israel protests. Like, no one really focuses on this guy, right? Except some like wild MAGA conspiracy theorists. But these guys are intelligent. The ones in Tel Aviv running around shooting people, putting their name on something, they're gonna get fucked at that.
No, 1,000,000%. And, just jumping in real quick, I just appreciate you because this is more so, if nothing else, a learning experience for me. So, everything that you guys are saying, I appreciate because, these are clearly things I wasn't taught.
Wow, what an educational experience this young guy is getting attached to.
Be kind to the Jews. Okay, why? You know what I mean? Let me not go that route. But no, anyways, basically all I'm saying is like, because y'all are doing the service that is necessary for anybody who has questions with conflicts like this. So whatever, take that for what it is. But it's interesting to see, you know, because you clearly know, or I'm sure we're all aware of the blinded American citizen, right? Who's just like, oh, well, I'm just going to support Israel because they're our greatest ally. It's like, did you not question anything? Like, did you not, you know, you just have your blinders on? Do you truly use the media as your arbiter of truth? It's like, well, Israel said that Hamas is bad, so it's got to be bad. Oh, so the children, the women, the kids, the goddamn, all these murders, the hospitals getting bombed, like, you just put your blinders on that one? Like, you know, so getting out of that, you know, I hate to use these movie tropes and stuff like that, but getting out of that matrix, that mindset of like, oh, what the government tells me is right, like, that's what's going to save your life. Because it's going what people don't realize is that if Israel gets their way, there is not going to be any America. There's not going to be your land of the free. There's not going to be your freedom of speech. There's not going to be your right to bear arms, your constitutional rights. And all that shit gone, and Israel going to have its way. Because it's going to have its way with its country, and it's going to fucking, there's a word I'm looking for, it's like, fuck it, infected into everywhere else. And it's like, bro, if that's what you want, it's coming. So either keep your eyes open, you know, really truly figure out who the enemy is. Is Hamas infiltrating the American lifestyle? I don't think so. Last time I checked, I don't see anybody saying, oh man, Hamas is controlling the government and the courts and the money and the entertainment and all this other stuff, right? And the music and all that other stuff. So why am I afraid of Hamas? I really should be afraid of them. The Zionists, you know what I'm talking about? So I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna shut up. I've been on rambling, but yeah.
Well, you know what proves that point is the fact that Netanyahu, 20-something years ago, maybe, I don't know, maybe the guy was from the 80s, I'm not sure, but he basically said that they have all the presidents in their back pocket, all right? And that basically, you know, I mean, America pretty much is Israel because they're pretty much their property. So, you know, it's just kind of interesting to see how the logic of people in America, it shows you that a lot of people in America are not really informed about who runs this country and the certain particulars and certain things that are going on. You know, like the bankers, pretty much all of them are Jewish, and they own the fucking America. They own the treasury. They own a lot of things. So it's like, it is what it is. But you know, people are not gonna. They're gonna find out very soon. You know, once they establish a lot of things. So I'll land on this. It's funny how people were talking about how Trump was talking about the flag that they're trying to make it illegal to be burned. They also were talking about the Israeli flag as well. So you can't burn OT flag, or you can burn everybody else's flag. So it's just
No, 100%. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's going to stem from constitutional rights because it's going to merge into there. Oh, this is our greatest ally. So if we can't burn the American flag, I guess we can't burn the Israeli flag too. An outside country, an entity. When the fuck did America give a fuck about an outside country? There's some people who think Texas is a fucking is the country, like the America. You know what I mean? Like, bro, like, and I don't want to even advocate for, you know, stupidity, but it's just like it truly seems that America is trying to adopt. I don't know, bro. Like, I'm really not even trying to hit the America first type of thing or whatever, right? But it's more so just protect your own country. Like, why do you need the help of Israel? What benefit does Israel have to the American people? None. It's a net negative. It doesn't. I swear to God, it doesn't, right? Because here's the thing. Unfortunately, Zionists only have their best interests for them. They don't go out and help other communities and all this other stuff, right?
But if it was the other way around, if they had the same financial backing, like if they had the same amount of pull power, I mean they do. But I'm saying if they had the same amount of money that America does, and let's say the roles were reversed, and America was in war with someone else, right? I I guarantee you, Israel would not give them nowhere near as much the amount of budget that the American America has done that. Done for them, you know.
And I want to flip the question on you. So can somebody in Israel? What happens if somebody in Israel burns the American flag?
Ain't nothing gonna happen. Ain't nothing gonna fucking happen.
So there we go.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just where it's going. I mean, there's other things as well that's being put in. You also have to worry about the Vatican as well, but at the same time, I mean, it's very much looking like this is where it's going. This is the place where it's going to in America, obviously.
100%, man. Now we get it clear that I've said there's nothing I'm gonna say that's something that you don't know or whatever. But yeah. This is super unfortunate for me. But I'm gonna keep it real. America's, I don't know when. So I don't know if I'm gonna say it's getting soft or has gotten soft, but it is soft right now. Like they're just soft, bro. Like America's not, bro. As soon as you know what it is, bro. As soon as them towers got knocked down, America, like that really showed America. Well, actually, no, because we definitely did some crazy shit. Afghanistan, right? All that other shit, right? But outside of that, bro, it's just been pure virtue signaling. Oh, cool. It's not even like kumbaya type shit. It's just been weird on their back. America's laid on their back and let just demonic ghouls take over. Now, is that also stemming from like whatever kind of sicko shit Epstein had with the dirt on people, and that's why the government's like, oh shit, well damn, no, we've been infected by Israel or the Zionists, whatever the fuck, because he's Messiah and all that other shit. And yeah, okay, conspiratorial like a motherfucker, but you know what I mean. But it's like, well, what was it? What made America soft as hell to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna hold hands with Israel? What the fuck we need Israel for? Like, come on, bro. Like, that's why that's why I look at America like, damn, this shit not the same country. And two, that's why I got the fuck out of there, bro. Like, I don't want to be associated with just mental retarded, poor decision making, not caring about your country shit, bro. Like, that's not America to me. It's not. So,
well, I mean, they got the president they want in office. I mean, he's a staunch Zionist and Jesuit in the Jesuits, Jewish Catholic Alliance. So, and he's like I said, Trump is a staunch follower of both. So, I mean, he's going to enact whatever the hell they want him to do. So, and the funny thing is, the people that voted him in, the people that are on the far right, it's funny. He's sitting up here slapping them in the face right now and saying, anybody talking about the Epstein file, which, I mean, I think it's a distraction personally, but still the fact that, he put so much emphasis on bringing it out. And then now, when he's put on the spot, he says he's giving these people the middle finger, saying, oh, well, if you talk about it, you're weird. Or, pretty much it's like you have to be mentally retarded and mentally simple, man, to still be supporting that guy. Sorry, I just got out of a -5 degrees freezing.
cold bath or no?
Nah.
Just I can walk in.
Not working.
Gotcha. No, you can. I can imagine this. Pretty cool. Yeah. No, but I mean that's one of those things though. It's like, but that's what he ran on, right? Like he ran on saying, I'm gonna stop these wars. I'm gonna expose these files that Joe Biden didn't want to do, and then either somebody gets in his ear or shit. There's more damning evidence on him than he probably even knew. It's shit, you never know. Maybe bro was like, oh man, I probably did these shits in the 80s or 90s with Epstein, but like, I don't know, video. Nah, boom, hit him with a video. Oh, he said, oh shit, no. You know what I mean? You never know, because but what we do know is that shit happened, and it's currently happening. Sorry, with certain Zionists getting caught doing pedophilic shit and then just getting sent straight back to Israel. So like it's a continuing, ongoing thing. So really, it's damn near, if you got that dirt on your name, you're guilty. Because the thing is, they're not talking about it. So the fact that it even gets brought up or you're questioned, how'd you find yourself in that situation? How do you, nah, bro. Honestly, if you even get an inkling of questioning about touching some kids, you feel
like annual budget and shove
what is we talking about? Like what? No. So it's just like, but they support that shit, and like I said, like I keep going with like maybe that's just how they're run, or that's how you get on the end of the fucking powers that be. But that's not some shit I want to associate with. That's not like why do my political representatives have to be in weirdo shit from genocide all the way down? I'm just not cool with it. I don't like it, and I'm gonna just keep. All I can do is just keep calling this shit out. I'm not unfortunately in any power to say so to, change.
Oh, really?
My mind. That's why I talk with you.
People in the background were like naturally healthy and tanned and beautiful, and I'm like, this is such a great little, not meaning to be documentary, but it's a little slice of time before plastic surgery really started to take over Hollywood.
I was going to mention the plastic surgery of the 90s is not the plastic surgery of today. I don't know. It's just so, I don't know. Why did it seemed like it looked so bad. I don't know. Is that rude?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's factual, right? It's just factual, and it's also, it kind of, okay, this is complicated, as is everything else going on in our world right now, because it kind of exposes that people don't quite have a very realistic view in their mindset about them. Body dysmorphia is a real thing.
Yeah, and of course,
I say that
our culture, our pop culture is very promoting of what's okay and what's not okay. I mean, you remember who is it? Isn't it Harrison Ford who's married to oh god, it's the really thin. Remember the whole lollipop thing going on? They call it the lollipop look. It was like back during like Friends, and it was like
Twiggy?
people were so
Twiggy
rail
looking?
twigged. Yeah, twigged out totally, and then now we've seen like where it's okay to have some weight on you, But it's been interesting to see the ebbs and flows of like pop culture.
You would think
and it's sad. It's
Calista.
I mean, body shapes and facial features should not be trends, right? Where everybody's going to get their body to look a certain. It's pretty fucking. I'm sorry, Chris. It's pretty sick, actually. That people try to shape their bodies according to whatever is popular at that time, and it's not going to work out well in the end. You can't keep morphing your body like that and come out okay.
So I was just listening to this podcast with this professor who researches that very thing, and who described this reality that women. She described this situation that basically women are competing with other women at all times, and here I'll come back. You guys talk.
No, intrasexual competition is stronger than between. So within the sex, there's competition, and that's a biological thing that's real. But the other things we've sort of crafted around that, and what we think is competing, like I said, the idea that a body shape should be en vogue is that's a culture thing that's just nutty that we even do that, and that these women, they get the BBLs, they take then they take their butts out and then put in the lip filler, take it out, take out the fat from the cheeks, put it back. It's crazy.
what I was trying to say was I listened to the documentary. The woman's a professor. She described how women are always competing with other women, and the trends follow women's. I'm trying to paraphrase it. Women convince other women to do things that men don't like on purpose. So women are trying to basically outcompete the women around them, and by doing that, for instance, when Twiggy was big, men liked thicker women at that time. So society and culture, woman fashion culture pushed super skinny girls, because a woman promoting a super skinny girl to men knows that the man is going to pick her over the super skinny girls. And then you fast forward, and it flipped. So now pop culture and women suggest that being heavy is a good thing and attractive because men don't like heavy dicks as much as they used to. And so women, because they know that they are limiting the chances, they're increasing their chances of having men come back to them, and how fashion culture follows this trend throughout history. And it was super interesting.
So what you're telling me is that women have never dressed for the male gaze. Only the female gaze. Got it. Perfect. I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is, right?
Indirectly, yes. Yeah.
If I just, my casual listening to men speak versus women, I think women are much more critical of other women than men are of women.
Oh, yeah. It's so easy as a woman for me to just totally dismiss a man. If you're like, just like, okay, bye, whatever. But if a woman, I will harp on a woman. No, you get right. You're making our gender look bad. Yeah, I would do that. Yeah. Damn, do I need to work on that?
I won't lie, but sexually speaking, when it comes to super, super thin women, it's a very bruising experience. When you wake up and you wonder why you felt like you got punched in the lower pelvis, and you're like, wait, why is that? You're like, oh shit, I got bruised. Okay, I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave right there. Don't go any further. Sorry. Stay.
It's a really good point.
A little cushion is nice, okay? Not too bony, please. I mean, that's my preference. We all have preferences.
Well, you know why sex is like a box of Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Why?
I can't wait to learn, John. Tell us.
I have a feeling I know
Leave
what
us
you're
hanging.
saying.
Leave us hanging.
There you go.
After you're done with the breast and the thigh, the only thing left to do is to stick your bone back in the greasy box.
What in the hell, John?
You can rely on campaign trail. That's what he opens up for.
Excuse me.
At least he didn't say it was finger looking good.
We're in the muff, ladies and gentlemen.
John, I swear to God, I have what do you call it? I feel like I'm getting reverse multiple personality disorder because you have so many damn accounts with different pictures. I'm like, oh, it's that John. You're fucking my brain up, bro.
Well, it's a you problem. Are you sure you're not projecting?
I don't know. Too many accounts, it's confusing sometimes.
It's a you problem. Are you sure you're not projecting?
Why not just one main one, like in maybe a couple? What's the take on having so many? Like honestly, I don't think I've ever heard.
Well, they just I don't know if you know about this latest purge, but they clipped a bunch of people's accounts, and they clipped 4 of mine. So this is the newer account.
So you only have 37 accounts left? Is that what you're saying?
Did they give you a reason why?
No, they don't give you a reason why.
Huh. That's interesting.
Have you ever called Clubhouse customer service? Did you call Has anyone here ever called Clubhouse customer service to find out what's wrong with their account?
I don't think they have a phone number.
I've sent an email. And they returned my email in about 2 days. But this is... mean, I think that their customer service department is right here in this room. Meaning that
Now, John,
It's in the muff?
how many apples do you have? How many apples or Androids do you have in totality? What is the total number now? I'm curious.
I've got about 60 phones in this office right now.
Are they all apples? Are they Androids, apples? What
No,
do you got
I
going on?
film right now. I film off of 2 like really nice iPhone 13s that live stream to YouTube, and that's all the apples that I'm using right now.
So you were aware of yesterday's glitch, right? With
He has
Android not
Yeah.
working.
John has a YouTube account, and you can see a lot of his work in there. If you're curious, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like
Like if
5 years of your life sucked into YouTube without your permission. You're like, how did he find so much time to record so much of me, wasting so much of my time talking on Cloudhouse?
We are not wasting time, John. We are being productive citizens. Yes.
Now, John, if you do end up creating a Netflix original of Clubhouse, which you probably should consider, you do know that you're going to need to pay all of this, right?
Let's not go down that path right now because we have no Netflix deal. And if you haven't even spent 5 minutes actually looking at my YouTube, you might realize pretty quickly that all my footage would never make it to Netflix because it's not Netflix quality. It's being filmed on a cell phone of a cell phone.
But a documentary of a documentary of a reality documentary.
That's not hard to do. You can bring that quality up real quick.
I think the best reality is Clubhouse, to be honest. I mean, you see the reality shows, I'm going, geez, this is far more entertaining. It can be.
Anyone here know what the fastest way to get into the muff is?
Diving.
With moisture.
money,
Any-
money, money, money.
So money, moisture, and what was Moose?
Muff dive. You gotta dive. in.
Muff diving. Okay. No, you guys got it all wrong. It's poetry. I know you guys are from the 21st century, but I'm just saying that poetry is the quickest way to get into the muff.
Is it yours or somebody else's?
It's my poetry, of course.
I thought it would be dancing. I think dancing would be the quickest way to get into the muff.
Well, they say just join the dance and the partners will find themselves.
Does anybody have any urban gardening tips?
What about?
Where's Thema when you need her?
Where's she?
I can tell you about cucumbers.
Yeah, tell me about cucumbers. Actually, when would you grow it, and what kind of potting should I? I have a little compost guy that makes my own soil, which is fucking sick. But other than that, I need help.
Okay. Let me TV down or off or whatever it was.
You know how they have gossamer little bags
Oh yeah.
for gifts?
Mhm.
Get really like long ones, and then you put it. And I know this sounds nuts, but bear with me here. If you guys have a pest or a bird, rodent, things like that, if you put them around each vegetable, it keeps the birds from getting it.
Oh, yeah.
And then what you want to do also is, this should be okay for urban stuff. Get some like gravel, just 150 cubic gravel, and because you don't want the vegetables to be sitting on the ground a lot as they grow.
So I went to shopping now. I have a nice little terrace. It gets great sun. I have plants.
Yes.
I have. It's just a little terrace. It's not that big. It's like a sort of a balcony. It's so cute.
Do you have
Oh my
balcony?
God.
Do you have that
He said he
balcony?
had a nice little terrace. I misheard
I have one of those too.
Instead of using, well, you can use the bags, but you can actually, if the vegetable starts to grow,
bouquet and
and
handkerchief and
it's
gloves.
like hang on.
Proud of her height, is when she lived, she moves with all the careless and high-stepping grace, and the extravagant courtesan's thin face, her slimmer waist there in a ballroom wood, her floating robe in royal amplitude, pause in deep folds around a dry foot shod, with a bright flower-like shoe that gems the sod. The swarms that hum about her collarbones, as the lascivious streams caress the stones, conceal from every scornful jest that flies her gloomy beauty and her fathomless eyes. Are made of shade and void with flowery sprays, her skull is wreathed artistically in sways. Feeble and weak on her frail vertebrae, oh, charm of nothing decked in folly they, who laugh and name you a caricature, they see not, they whom flesh and blood allure, the nameless grace of every bleached bare bone that is most dear to me, tall skeleton. Come you to trouble with your potent snare the feast of life, or are you driven here to pleasure's Sabbath, by dead lusts that stir and goad your moving corpse on with a spur? Or do you hope when sing the violins, and the pale kindled flame lights up our sins, to drive some mocking nightmare far apart and cool the flame held lighted in your heart? Fathomless well of vault and foolishness, eternal alembic of antique distress, still o'er the curved white trellis of your sides the scentless wandering serpent curls and glides. In truth to tell, I fear lest you should find among us here no lover to your mind. Which of these hearts beat for the smile you gave? Charms of horror pleased none but the brave. Your eyes black gulf, where awful brooding stir brings giddiness. The prudent reveler sees while horror grips him from beneath the eternal smile of 32 white teeth. For he who has not folded in his arms a skeleton nor fair and graveyard charms recks not of fur below or paint or scent when horror comes the way that beauty went. Oh, irresistible, the fleshless face. Say to these dancers in their dazzled race, proud lovers with rent above your bones, ye shall taste death. Musk-scented skeletons, withered Antinous, dandies with plump faces, ye varnished cadavers in grey Lovelaces, ye go to lands unknown and void of breath, drawn by the rumor of the dance of death. From Sayan's cold quays to Ganges' burning stream, the mortal troopers dance onward in a dream. They do not see within the open sky the angel's sinister trumpet raised on high. In every clime, in every sun, death laughs at ye, mad mortals, as ye run, and oft perfumes herself with myrrh, like ye, and mingles with your madness. Irony. That is Le Fleur de Mort by Charles Baudelaire, read by the poet.
We had one person significantly change their telomere length within 4 days.
don't want to smell like
I'm like, which account of mine is that? I was like, how am I doing that? Which account is that? I gotta check it again. Is that me? Congress John, that's not me. Look at all those houses. Oh, this guy John's created a lot of houses on this app. He must have real mojo. Must have powerful mojo.
Wait, if you were locked up in Illinois juvie at Cook County, the Audi home, or anywhere else in the system, this is the
victims do they want?
The master has mastered nature, not in the sense of conquering it, but of being it.
Laid on their back and let just demonic ghouls take over.
Now, you know, genocidal thoughts. I mean, those two Mossad agents literally said, and we have quite a few Jews living in Amsterdam, so I got emerged as a regional superpower. But that's as of June, when we had our 12-day war.
Okay, this song is called Music of Light. It's a 3-minute Santor. Hot off the press for you, Dr. Mojo.
quite as, because obviously fresh vegetables are more expensive than frozen. There are ways to do it. You have to get creative, and it has to be something that you want to do.
Right, that part.
Yeah, it's the want, y'all, for sure.
For sure.
A lot of these views sped away. But yeah, it was the root.
Testing. They kicked me.
Talk to a person, you can't come off disrespectful and then wonder why they flip out. It's because we're talking calm, and then you call this house shitty and this, that, and the third just because you don't agree with it.
No,
bro, but still, that's your
spade though.
yeah, but that's your opinion. But that's your opinion.
Hey, when the market first opened, I waited for a little bit. I was in graduation.
I understand that, but you're not in profit, and if you were, I'd tell you to sell. So, if you have time on that call, and maybe tomorrow morning, and it rackets, then that call will pick up its percentage, and you'll be back in profit. That's all I'm saying. But be careful of the market dipping between now, what is it? It's 12 o'clock, right? The brokers are at lunch, and you see what the indexes are doing. Okay, so follow the trend. In an hour, they'll be back from lunch, and maybe you'll get some up push.
Yeah, get a little push. I'm not far off the money in my call at all.
Okay, good girl. And then hopefully it can last till 4 o'clock, and then keep it. And then if the numbers come out all rigged,
Sense of connection that becomes possible. This is the human condition. This weird human condition of being both together and apart, which is why also the leaning into grief and communal grief. But then it raised this question for me of what is the role of anger in grief? So that's what I'm sitting with right now.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I would think that anger is related to wanting to blame someone, whether someone out there, the universe at large, or oneself for not having done other things, and that's trying to kind of
This music of life.
move away from the grief and take action on it.
This music of life.
is music of light on the center. Is music.
This country is gonna fucking
Military who are committing war crimes. Obviously, they do not the greatest system.
Okay, Mojo, we're going to end this room. This has been Yahweh Adonai Rebono Shalom.
Like the second day of school, she said, Miss Hession, I think you forgot to bring in Maddie's medication. I said, what kind of medication? She's like, oh, well, all the kids in the class except for Maddie take medicine. I had it scheduled for a certain time every day. I said, my daughter does not take medication. Is she causing a problem? She's like, no. I just figured she was medicated. I almost wanted to cry. I was like, are you kidding me? All these children are medicated in that class of 20 except for my daughter? There's no way in hell. My daughter was a kid. She just played and she would do things that were crazy and act a fool. But so many of my friends can't deal to put up with their kids that all their kids are medicated. And they act like little zombies, and it's sad to watch them. Because about 15, 20 minutes after they get their medicine, they literally walk around like little zombies. I don't want my kid to do that. She can act a fool. She can tell me to shut up. She can jump down the stairs and break her arm. Like, be a kid. Work out the energy. Maybe take the classroom and get up every 45 minutes and walk through the hall, go get drinks. Go outside and play for 5 minutes and come right back in. Like, I don't know, but I just don't think all these children need to be medicated. I think it's lack of parental guidance of parenting a child.
It's interesting. Jesus talked about that. Children, and of course, rising from the dead like a zombie.
Good morning, Shirley. Hey, John. Good morning. Look at God.
Like a child.
Would y'all just look at God? Beautiful.
Shirley, I'm amazed you're awake and rowdy and ready to go again. Because when I woke up this morning, you were still up.
At 12?
Yeah, I went to bed at 10 and I woke up at 11:30 and here's Miss Shirley still wide awake. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so my sister was here, and we have rehabilitated my house, and it was in much need of rehabilitation. That means we were decorating, we had fun, we shopped, we spent money. I'm not good at spending money, Beth. I can't make decisions. I won't get out.
Give it to me. I'll spend it for you.
Honey, I don't have enough to share. I wish I did. I guess that's why it's so hard for me to spend money, because there's a limited amount, you know, and every decision is, anyway, but you're going to have to, so MG says she's redoing her house too. I'm all in. I want to hear all the details. And Beth,
Me too.
And Beth, I won't give the details of Beth still, but she's thinking about house decorating, and we'll just leave it at that. My favorite kind of house decorating. But anyway.
I'm in the middle of doing that as well.
So what are you doing to your house, Adrian?
Well, we have a finished basement, and so one of the bedrooms in the basement, just converting that into one big walk-in closet. So the whole room is just going to be a walk-in closet. Took the floors down. And well, first, what we did when we first bought it, we noticed that the foundation had some problems. So, we patched that up.
Yeah.
All the necessary things for that. It doesn't leak or nothing like that. So, redid the drywall down there. What else? Put in some recessed lighting. Ripped out the shower down there. Yeah, so.
Are you going to put one back or just leave it out?
Yes, ma'am. No. I'm going to replace that whole thing, the whole bathroom.
Well, Adrian, that's what I just went through. I had a carpenter in my house for almost a month, and I got a new bathroom. And so my sister came up and she's queen of decorating. And we went out and got knickknacks to decorate my bathroom with. It is so cute. It's so cute. Anyway, so I had fun. But I have good taste, but I just have a hard time wanting to shop by myself or pull the trigger. And then if you have your sister with you, she can say, oh, yeah, that's good. I like that. Yeah. And like she would find things that I didn't see. Walking out of one of the shops, she found a $20 mirror. Anyway, just had a lot of fun.
It'd be the smallest things that adds the biggest difference to,
yes.
decoration.
Yes. Anyway, so when you've been going full blast for a few days, and my grandson, see the picture that I'm in right there? That's me at my grandson's wedding. My hair did not turn out exactly the way I wanted it, but I cleaned up for the wedding, and I clean up okay. So that's good.
Yeah, Shirley, you look cute. You're bite size. I love it. That's a beautiful picture of you.
Thank you, hon. Anyway, so Serendipity, you're running the room. What's going on? New York, Mike. I'm not sure if I know Mike, but I'm sure. Hey, hon. Sorry, I was doing random discussions. Oh, sorry, Serendipity. Go ahead. Oh yeah, no, go ahead. No, yeah, I was trying to get to my mute button. Yeah, no, it's just been coffee. Chilling out, hanging out. Lots of different topics.
Well, I would love to read a poem in the muff.
Oh Lord, John is back. Okay. That's up to Serendipity. Serendipity, do we want to hear another poem from John?
Let's take a poll. Let's
take a poll.
A poll in the muff, you say?
What
I'm
have you
always
learned?
for John poem, but
To hear John's poem. Let's just do a really quick poll.
Quick no. I like the subconscious answer there. That was great.
I laughed out loud. That was funny. Okay, there we go. Wallace, I think I saw that you're working on your house too.
Yeah, hey, Miss Shirley. I'm about to gut my guest bathroom. I have to do a full remodel on it. I came up to ask you how your kitchen cabinets turned out. I think that was 2 seasons ago, but I never found out how that ended up working out for you.
Well, what happened was I have a friend that moved up here who has bought a house that's a very, very dear friend from Texas. And he got involved with a good carpenter/painter. And instead of it costing me, all that drama of me stripping the cabinets, and then I got a job, and I just ended up not getting the kitchen painted. I had open shelving for 2 years, almost 3. And I got a painter, like a real painter, and they look like a professional did them. They are beautiful. So thank you for asking, Wallace.
No, I do remember. That's what made me ask, because I remember all that drama you were going through, and that's what made me think about it, because you're on to another project, so I assumed that did get finished.
Honey, I'm $40,000 past that project. I have done I got the sample lady job so I could spend money, because most of my money is somewhere so I can maybe live independently for a long time, and I don't want to spend that money. So I went and got this job. I redid the master bathroom, the sun porch, this bathroom, have done all the floors, put a French drain in my front so water wouldn't stand when it rained. Let's see, the painter stripped my porch, and then it was just so hot. He decided to start working on my porch. So my deck, which is like 40 feet up in the air, is waiting for paint. Anyway, so that's the story. And it's all turned out really beautifully. The carpenter is slow, but he was very good. And it's just turned out like a little dollhouse. I need to post pictures on Instagram and and send everybody to Instagram to see. Anyway, so what's your plan with the bathroom, Wallace?
It just has to be sheetrock, everything gutted. It didn't get a ceiling fan, so the previous owners hid the mold problem, and so it's like resurfaced and is unmanageable. So it just has to be totally gutted, a ceiling fan put in, and modernized, which is going to be nice. It wasn't a bad bathroom, but there's no way you could live with mold, so it totally just has to be corrected.
Oh yeah, you can't deal with that.
Did you do your flood cut? And how far did you go? Did you go 2 or 4 feet? Or did you just take out like the whole entire wall?
Huh?
Oh, your
I haven't started anything yet. I have to gut. Yeah, it's all surface and all like spotting and nothing. Even bleach won't even like just keep it away. I mean, it's previous owners tried to paint over it and seal it and cover it, which is the wrong thing to do. The whole problem is the ventilation. So once a fan gets put in, I mean, who knows? I could get in there and find out the previous guy put the wrong sheetrock in. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting once I tear into it, though. And I should have started in the beginning of summer because, I'm a procrastinator. I'm in the mud.
Okay, yeah. I mean, look, I totally understand. When you do your flood cuts and stuff like that,
not to chase away what's happening, and also not to shift the gears, but to me, in that case, it was my fear, my anxiety, this instant change of identity that I was on the threshold of maybe, and the incredible uncertainty, crazy pain, like crazy amount of uncertainty that I could have dissociated in that moment. And instead, I went for the love, and I went for the connection, and I went for being awake to both the anxiety, but also the sweetness of being in connection in the middle of all of that. And I was really shocked to find out that she had not one but 2 heart defects that had never shown up before that, and all of the doctor's visits and all of the stuff. And that year is when I adopted a gratitude practice, because it was a year before she was going to have some kind of procedure. So there's something about how do we cope with that level of anxiety and uncertainty? Like it isn't even cope. It wasn't even coping. It's how do I be, what is in relationship? So there's something about beginning to couple some kind of over-couple, or I don't know how, I don't even have words for what I'm trying to say, but just somehow to bring that anxiety and that uncertainty and that dread and that shift of identity, to bring all of that side by side in relationship with I guess maybe that's that sage mind, or that caring, self-compassion, and that they coexist. So it isn't that anything gets replaced. It feels like a coexistence, and almost like a healthy overcoupling of care with all the other care for the suffering and the pain and the anxiety and the inner turmoil.
Okay, this is Texas Children's Hospital.
Incomplete-ish.
Please retweet the tweet.
Wendy, when you say you adopted a gratitude practice, did that look like setting aside a certain amount of time every day to write down a certain number of things you were grateful for, spend time doing that, or was it just reminding yourself to, whenever you could remember, to reflect back to yourself the gratitude that you had for different things? How did you actually build that gratitude practice?
Well, I think the first thing was motivation. And then I realized that I had a system operating that that the more distraught I was, the more evidence that was of how much I loved my child. And I realized that there was a built-in incentive to, like a motivation, like a reward or something, or some for being really in the loss and in the terror and the pain of all of it. Like there was a positive identity thing. So I began to untangle that and realize, oh, actually what my daughter needs going through this whole thing for this year is a really happy, loving mom. She just needs a happy mom. That's what she really needs, is a stable, grounded, happy mom. And so, and meanwhile, so I think that I was able to look at what's the payback, what's the payoff of being in the misery of this as in the terror. So that was one thing. The first thing was like acknowledging this is what's there, because then I could relate to it more skillfully without causing more harm. And then the next one was I created dog tags that I wore around my neck, that there were things like patience is possible at all moments, even this one. Another one was, may I remain lovingly undisturbed by the comings and goings of phenomena. I created these dog tags, and I would pick a dog tag, and I would wear it in the morning, and when I would notice my mind kind of going off, I would literally take hold of the dog tag, and I would just hold it. So there were all sorts of things that I did to just build in ritual in my life that kept me in a wiser relationship to this identity thing. I'm the mom of a child with two heart defects. And then the other one was I started for the first time writing down what is something that I'm grateful. Actually, what is something I'm grateful for? What is something that was satisfied? What was something I enjoyed this day? And that sort of evolved into that. And one of the things I've read was that research that gratitude practice actually it works better if it's erratic rather than sort of rote or consistent. So it's all sort of blending. But it became a very formal part of my everyday life, was practicing. And I would have to really work at noticing I'm going to be writing things down at the end of the day. But it was more about how do I stay balanced in the middle of this. It wasn't so much about shifting, replacing something, because I know replacing the mind state with a different one, but it was just inclining the mind in the direction of being more balanced and beginning to associate the anxiety and the uncertainty and I guess that's it, the anxiety, the uncertainty of what was going on with her and what we were going to do, and all of the fear with a kind of a wise mind that
inspection, we took it out somewhere.
Hilarious.
When they needed to go into the wall lockers. So during inspection, our wall lockers on the inside had to be perfect as well. So you really couldn't have anything out of place. So that's something like a comforter like that would go in our car in the morning. Yeah. And our beds would be, and our racks would be made real tight and perfect. And then, you get up in the morning and it would be kind of still made, but it's just kind of, frumpy looking or whatever. And you just tuck it in tight and move on your way.
I just want to.
My son went to boot camp, and he plays the trumpet for the National Guard in Texas. But you have to go to boot camp. And when he was a kid, I made him make his bed. But how halfway teenagers make their bed, right? And it was hilarious to me because he ended up being the best bed maker, and they were making him. They had him demonstrate bed making. I'm sorry, it was hilarious to me.
That sounds like a scam. The other thing we did is that our clothes during inspection, our uniforms that were hanging in our wall lockers had to be perfect. And when I mean perfect, I mean like they couldn't even have threads on the inside of the seam on the inside of the pants if you turned them inside out. Like that's how perfect they had to be. So it's impossible to meet the standard, but they'll hold you accountable for it. So we always went and bought a whole second set of clothes, and they just sat in the wall locker the entire time. We didn't use that either. So basically, we couldn't use anything properly because the standards are too high.
By the way, speaking of health, wellness, and organization, did you guys hear about the HEGSEF RFK Junior Challenge? 100 sit-ups in 10 minutes and 100 pull-ups in 10 minutes? I'm like, 100 fucking... Dude, who can do 100 pull-ups here? Anyone? That's crazy.
No, I don't even want to tell you what I got here. The presidential, y'all remember that? The presidential health fitness thing?
Awards? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You don't?
I remember.
No. I know what I was capable of at my prime, at the peak of fitness and health. I'm 46 now. I'll be sitting over here eating popcorn while the rest of y'all throw up.
I've never known. Well, we had to do a pull-ups in 2 minutes. The 100 percentile for the Marine Corps is 17 pull-ups in 2 minutes. I can't imagine anyone probably doing 100 pull-ups in 10 minutes. I feel like that's a mistake. I don't think anybody, super fit people can do that. It has to be a mistake. Now, we had to do 80 sit-ups. We had to do 80 sit-ups in 2 minutes, and that was hard enough. I would struggle with the sit-ups, to be honest with you. If the pull-ups are easy for me. If you're skinny and have any kind of muscles, pull-ups are easy. If you're super built like a weightlifter, pull-ups are brutally difficult. So pull-ups are really based on the shape of your body for the most part. I'm tall and skinny, so they were super easy. And sit-ups are the exact opposite. Sit-ups are easier for buff people and harder for tall, skinny people. So I don't know. It's but there's no way that thing would make any sense. There isn't anybody.
I can't. Yeah. And my girlfriend told me this, and she's like 99.9% accurate all the time. I wish you would get on this app. She's really sharp. I can't believe her when she told me that. I'm like, okay, I need to find this. I haven't even looked it up.
She's always right, Sean.
This challenge.
And holding women accountable to pull-ups is even like more ridiculous. Like women can't do pull-ups. Period. It's very, very difficult. So
they got no upper body strength.
Listen. Yes, not a lot of them. They cannot. The women in the Marine Corps have to do what's called a hang, which means that they're helped up on the bar and they put their chin above the bar and then they hold up above the bar for 2 minutes.
They put their head above the pole?
I've never known a male Marine that could do more than 60 seconds. Never once. Doesn't matter how strong they are. But I've never known a female that could do more than like 4 or 5 pull-ups. So the reality is that that's when I learned early on in my life that women are their strength and steady, consistent strength, and men's strength comes in explosive power that dissipates quickly and resets itself. So it's like 2 different types. Like women have strong, steady strength, and men have explosive, fast power.
When I was a little kid, it was back during Kennedy where we had gym and we climbed ropes. We had ropes that you could climb in the gym. I was the hanging bar champion. Nobody could beat me. Now I couldn't do that.
I can't do pull-ups, but I can like a little squirrel up that rope. Like you have no idea. I was super quick. Go all the way up, come back down really, really quick. I'm good at that. I can hang on that rope for hours. Never once get tired. Not once. I tried to hanging pull-ups thing. I can't do
Oh, I was the champion, and I could climb up that rope too. I was also the dodgeball champion, if you can believe that.
The reason you could climb up a rope probably and not do pull-ups in the same manner is that climbing up a rope is about the technique of hooking your feet over the rope and then using your legs to go up the rope. That's really the technique. I was touring in college with my kids a couple weeks ago, and I'm 52, and I climbed the thing. And it was hard, but I did it because I just used my feet to do it mostly.
Music is light.
But it's a complete, I mean, it's all about the technique for the rope. So. You stand, I mean, you know that, right? You stand, I mean, you stand on your foot, right? You hook it around your foot, and you stand on the part you hook.
I know how to do that now. So I
You can pull yourself up a rope by just your arm. You should definitely be able to pull it.
Yeah, but what is that? You're using your legs and your feet to go up the rope.
That's a very specific technique. Like, so it's right under your top foot and over the top of your bottom foot, and you squeeze them together, and you move your legs across your feet, and then it's like a stretch.
I'm sure my technique wasn't that good. If it's good,
Get the fuck out of here.
So don't write, John. That'd be a good point.
John, you have approximately 90 seconds.
All right, everybody, take the
That'll make us wet with tears.
Take the deepest breath of your day. Hold it for 10 seconds. If my words are not saying what you would say, slap my face. Discipline me as a loving mother does a babbling child caught up in nonsense. A thirsty man runs into the sea, and the sea holds a sword to his throat. A lily looks at a bank of roses and wilts and says nothing. I am a tambourine. Don't put me aside till the fast dancing starts. Play me some all along. Help me with these little sounds. Joseph is most beautiful when he's completely naked, but his shirt gives you an idea as the body lets you glimpse the glitter on the water of the soul. Even if the corpse washer binds my jaw shut, you'll still hear this song coming out of my dead silence.
Many thanks to you, John, for elevating the clubhouse experience.
I feel smarter and wiser.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
Imagine if he was to use that power for evil.
Imagine he does.
Well, Sig's in here. I was going to ask him if he did the same thing with his rack, but he's on the call.
Oh, no, not.
So, John, how much DMT were you on at the time that you wrote this?
Well, instead of answering that question, I can just read you another poem.
Wait, hold on.
No, we need another poll again.
We have to distribute the poetry elevation throughout the course of the day. I wouldn't want you to run out of material, John.
I have a funny feeling that John will never run out of material. He could improv that shit, and he probably did.
Yeah, he totally would. He totally would.
I assure you,
That's
you
why
can't
we
improv
vote each
that.
time before John does it, and then we find out what our tolerance is.
See, what many of you think is called improv is actually called reading a book.
I've done that once.
Reading a
Like
book.
it. Would recommend. Last time we started.
I read the internet.
No, I joke, but I'm one of John's biggest fans. Honestly, I think he's one of the most brilliant people I've met in my adult life.
I mean, you could say interior decorating and demolition and, house updating is poetry, but I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me.
John, one day I would like you to call all 60 of your phones at the same time and just see what that would sound like. Just once. Just like,
Listen, I already get so much radiation from all these phones. It can't be healthy doing this.
I would think that could be the case in this case. We don't have to wrap our single phone with foil, but that may be crazy.
Have you ever brought a
cage for Christmas?
Have you ever brought a date?
I'm so sorry.
Yes, John. Has he ever brought a date back to this place and she sees a rack with 60 phones in there and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, I say I'm running for Congress. Go to johnforcongress.com.
What would you say, Doc? Oh man, Hillary, you're losing.
I say I'm running for Congress. Go to johnforcongress.com and make a $10 donation right now. 10, not 11. 10, sweetheart. 10, not 11. 10, not 9, sweetheart.
What's up, Hillary? I don't think I said hey. I see Sig on the phone.
You'll be right, baby.
Shirley, that picture is so great. Your arms look fabulous.
Hillary watches the YouTube Live a lot. More than
I do.
anybody
I said that
in
one of your
this room.
biggest fans. I'm not joking or trolling in that. I think you are fucking brilliant.
So what do you see on the YouTube Lives, Hillary, that keeps you coming back?
Well, I like the style of Clubhouse without being on Clubhouse, because if I go on Clubhouse, I have to actually talk to people on Clubhouse. And although I love most everyone in this room, there are some rooms and some people that I just can't. So sometimes I'll go in there and I'll check first, because I know that John's going to be in one of the rooms that I usually go in, so I go check. And if it's all cool, then I come in. So he's like my bouncer. But then also, when he reads like his Alistair Crowley and stuff like that, and he actually gets deep into like the Timothy Leary conversations and stuff, I learn a lot from him. I mean, when he isn't fucking around, he actually knows his shit, and yeah, and I enjoy listening. But when he's fucking around, he's hilarious. So there's that too.
I just finished reading that article on the school shooting up in Minneapolis. Ugh.
Wait, what happened?
There was a school shooting at a Catholic school in Minneapolis this morning.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Was anybody hurt?
Yeah, 2 children are dead and 14 others are injured. He opened fire during their mass in a side window of the school. And I guess he was in his 20s is all they've released so far. And they're not sure if he had any connection with the school, but he killed himself after he sprayed through the window. And at least a couple of the other kids are in critical condition.
What the fuck? Dude, if you're gonna fucking do some dumb shit like that, like honestly, if you're gonna go kill yourself, just kill yourself. That's it. Period.
Yeah, it was a school of like almost 400 kids, like K through 8th grade.
But you wouldn't make the news if you just killed yourself. Music of light. Yeah, make the news.
Okay, then go to a strip club, jump on the pole, swing around a few times, then do it. I mean, there's other ways to make the news. You don't have to take children with you.
That would only make local news. They want international news. How could you commit suicide in a way that would make national news? There really isn't a way. Even if you jumped off a building.
Any big department store and dress yourself up in a cross-gender, whether you be a girl dressed as a boy, boy dressed as a girl, dress yourself up, go right into the middle of wherever their most misogynistic like display of like Tommy Hilfiger or whatever it is, and light yourself on fire.
Oh, you're right. Okay, you're right.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're breaking rule number 5, please. You guys are describing, violence.
If you kill yourself by burning yourself, you can make international news. That's true. That's true. But that's a hard way to go. Woof.
Yeah.
Well, why do you care to make the news when you're gonna kill yourself? You're dead. You're not. Won't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They want to be martyrs. They want to die a martyr, not a loser.
Well, that's not
Well, then that would be saying,
it's how you get remembered. And a lot of people don't want to leave without leaving their mark. And if they did nothing remarkable in their lives, maybe in death.
Listen, I'm just saying, you guys, if you continue on this conversation route, you may be in violation of rule number 1, which is no threats of harm or self-harm, even if you're theoretically discussing it. All right, so get off read the news, take a deep breath, and move on. This show cannot be, vulgar and crude like this. We have YouTube standards to obey.
I'm sorry, I don't want to speak of unaliving myself or others or anyone to unalive anything, anywhere, anyway.
Well, think about the dude in D.C. that lit himself on fire, the Army dude, Air Force, I think, he's Air Force, lit himself on fire in front of the gate for the Palestinians. Like, yeah, he made the news, but nobody even fucking remembers it anymore. Like, we have such short attention spans.
The military branch he was in, damn.
He was in the Air Force.
You're not helping me with your point.
Oh, well, I just remember that because I pay attention to those things.
Well, look at the news article with the politics. This impacts Trump. Trump responds, governors respond, and everybody, raises up the flagpole and says we got to get rid of these AR-15s, and there should be a gun grab, or the government will not buy your guns. The issue is that this kid didn't have somebody shooting back at him, in my opinion.
Yeah, I said that earlier before you heard, John. We just need way more guns in America. That's our problem. We don't have nearly enough. We need them everywhere.
Well, speaking of the government taking things away, John, please explain to me why Trump is so insistent on getting rid of things like, I don't know, PBS and the Smithsonian and other art grants and programs. Please explain to me.
Listen, Congress sets the budget and they determine who gets what, but Trump is enforcing what he believes to be the best usage of the money. So you're mixing in a lot with PBS and all the funding, and then the Smithsonian and decisions there and tweets there. So I don't know what to tell you, Hillary, but if you have TDS, go to the gym, read a book, maybe try reading some poetry on Clown House.
I was saying that it has something to do with political wokeness. They're putting political wokeness into some of that, and that's why it should be defunded. Like NPR. NPR is not unbiased; it's completely biased against Republicans and conservatives. Some of that is where I think it's coming from. That would be my guess.
No go. You sure you didn't leave him in the bathroom?
Yeah, the proof.
I did not leave him in the bathroom.
The proof that that's true is that, like, handling the Smithsonian, his promise to the Smithsonian is there's too much about slavery. He's not trying to shut down the Smithsonian to save money. He's trying to remove a lot of the slavery stuff from the Smithsonian. And so it's all about political wokeness and asserting his authoritarian right onto the message that is given to the American people. And
masking history a little bit in order to move forward with more ignorance than we have today. I think that's part of it.
Listen, all I can say is if you have TDS or you want to talk about Trump all day long, 7 days a week, you desperately need to go to the gym and read a book. That's just my opinion.
So talking about him means we have a syndrome. I wasn't
And I
aware
think
of
we
that.
spend enough time in this room to realize that we don't talk about Trump all the time.
Correct.
I'm being facetious about the syndrome, but I'm pointing out that your words matter, your thoughts matter. So it's like somebody who wants to do something else, read a book, go to the gym.
John, do you think that anybody that has anything critical to say about Trump is suffering from TDS?
No, but now is my moment to remind people that there are these things called books and poetry and trees and birds and beaches and boats and women and food and restaurants and hotels and travel and clown house rooms that don't 24/7 broadcast TDS. I'm not saying Mike does that, but I'm saying that there are rooms on here that 24/7, all they do is stay on code, keep talking about Trump. Shut your mouth, keep talking about Trump. Keep talking about Trump. It's crazy.
Share's free. Share's free.
You know, Mike also reads books and talks on Clubhouse. They're not mutually exclusive.
No, I agree. I listen to a lot of the things you talk about. You don't talk about Trump all that much. I mean, I'm just saying that, you know, if a room has to stay on code and it is an echo chamber, like that is a room that I love to disrupt. I'm not saying this room does it. You guys talk about home remodeling, all kinds.
We're better. We're better than those.
Well, no, real quick, Mike, would you advocate for the status quo before Trump upset things? Do you advocate for everything before?
No.
Or not looking below the surface? Because I feel you're very surface on these things, like the museum, and how about going like layers and layers beneath it, looking deeper for the root of what he might be exposing or changing instead of assuming. Yeah. Well, because I hear you and I could agree with you, but I'm like down in the dirt. I'm like down a few layers, a few levels down under that museum, thinking, wow, if we didn't let Trump do what he's doing, all these things would continue to happen. We wouldn't know what we know. And, you know, I just don't understand why we stay on the surface when there's so many things being exposed down below. So deep down under, lots of things being exposed, and we ignore it by criticizing Trump and acting like he's a fascist. It's just weird.
Okay, so to answer your question, no, I wouldn't want status quo. I think America needed a disruptor of some kind. It's just that he doesn't disrupt in all the areas that I think he should or would. As for the simplicity, surface level shit, that's exactly what he's doing. Extremely surface level shit. The idea that slavery is taught in the Smithsonian is probably an important thing to do, since history doesn't necessarily repeat, but it rhymes, right? Extinguishing the reminder of it will lead to a future where people won't know about it. So he's doing the surface level thing by going, wokeism, slavery, get rid of it, instead of evaluating the implications of making that decision. What I would like for him is actually a hell of a lot more nuance. So you're accusing me of being surface level. I'm saying your man is extremely surface level. And what I wanted was a disruptor that would think a little bit harder from a nuanced position of moderation, where he can know that both parties fucking suck and it's not always about him, and that the American people need some things to change, but learning about slavery is not necessarily one of the most important ones. Thank you.
Well, I put in the chat that Clubhouse is a lot different than other platforms because these are short verbal opinion pieces. But when you look at the content on X with regards to some of these topics that Mike has brought up, there's a lot of materials and content with regards to what he's saying about that contradicts what Mike is saying. So Mike has his surface level opinion, which is what Wallace is saying. And I'm confirming with Wallace that there's so much content that expands what Mike is saying that it negates what Mike is saying.
100%. I don't want to universe. I would love to catch you up to where I'm looking at it from, because I think you're super valuable in communication. And so, like, yeah, I mean, there's so much there, and it is on X. That's right. John. And if you even talk about it here, it seems like you're kind of treated like a conspiracy theorist when really it's all out in the open. It's just whether you choose to look at it and digest it. And it is layers and layers deep. It's like a wormhole that never ends. And I just think if someone's going to end this wormhole, it could be Trump. And you know what? I'm like 50-50. It's part of it too. So really, if the status quo, continues, and we just continue to advocate like, oh, he's crazy, we shouldn't acknowledge anything he's doing, saying, maybe giving the power back to the people and taking it away from whoever agrees with. Yeah, I'm really in the middle, but I see the big picture. I'll just tell you, to make Trump like some weirdo and try to convince people that it's the wrong person doing the wrong thing, it's actually, I guess I'm not 50-50, because I was just saying on the other side, which is weird. I'm probably more 45. They can't be the right person because he's a family together. And I think that he is he's a disruptor in chief. I think we need to fix it. And nobody should be questioned. If you look at what the Sinai is continually shows that people think so much is really not very far. Really solid. The point is this. That would make sense. 1% each. That would make sense. The point is that Alex Jones is far from the truth on one end of things, and then there's a whole nother end of things that's really far from the truth, right? And Alex Jones is an extremist. He's part of the problem, not the solution. He's not exposing things that are legitimate in most cases. And then right now we're talking about people like you hang on, and tell me you are going to double down on ignoring the things that are going on in these Wallace, tell me. I'm really good example. I love to hear it. Give me a good example of Alex Jones being right. I'm serious. I'm very familiar with him. I saw this documentary. I'm very familiar with what he said. That's pretty still in the past. Tell me what he's been right about. You believe certificates. That was his whole thing too. That was what he was doing. No, I'm not defending him. You just came in here and assumed that. I couldn't even remember the dude's name. All right, brother? I just remember reading an article about his right and wrong percentages. That's all I remember reading.
Actually, I don't even apologize. You're right. I shouldn't have called you an idiot. You're just you're not an idiot. You're just crazy. My bad.
Just crazy.
Hold on a minute, guys. I just did just a really high level drop search. Tell me some things that Jim may have been right about. This is the list that came out, just for reference. Apparently, in 2001, he made a prediction about a major terrorist attack happening on U.S. soil right before 9/11. He also was one of the four front runners on Epstein and the Epstein scandal on network. He predicted, he warned about mass government surveillance, pre-Snowden. He's also warned about government overreach in health policies, such as vax mandates and that type of thing. He's made some pretty accurate predictions about economic instability and globalist agendas. If you're the kind of that Jones had frequently predicted economic crisis orchestrated by global elites. Some of his predictions, like the 2008 financial crisis, happened, I guess, the way that he said they would. So that's just like a high level list.
So we were wrong about the Pizzagate. We're a little bit wrong about the Pizzagate with it, and now asking you some question about what you was wrong about.
Yes. What predictions?
This is good. I never listened or watched him ever, so this is good. I love it. I don't even disagree with you. I don't know why you come off thinking of it.
Because nobody likes
gamble or something.
I think what happened is the way it came out when you said it.
Who's just coming in here and hearing you first, and then
I want to be clear.
running this big fat huge big mouth. Hold on.
I just want to say that the way it came out of your mouth and being accurate 98% of the time did sound like a statement coming from you rather than a statement from something that you read. So
you also accused me of being basically superficial, and I'm super open-minded. Like, I too enjoy learning a lot, and I probably know roughly what you know about things. It's just that you see things differently than me.
Okay.
Right. So I don't think I'm right there with you.
Here's our counter list. Some narratives that he got grossly wrong. Y2K apocalypse. Dollar devaluation by 2010. He indicated that the dollar would become devalued by 90% by 2010. One of the things that's coming up is the Pizzagate conspiracy. I'll be honest with you, I think that Ian Moms made the Pizzagate conspiracy somewhat overhyped. I think there may have been elements to it. But anyway, yeah, this is Sandy Hook Shooting House was listed as one of the big things. European Union dissolution by 2022 was another claim that he made. FEMA death camps, global depopulation, chemtrails as mind control weapons.
That was not true?
That's the other list.
I got news for that. My buddy works for Delta, and he fills the tank that holds the chemical that they use to control mines. It's located next to the gas tank of the 747s, and they fill it at the same time. He's the one that he does the calculation.
And are you saying there's no nanoboxes?
He hasn't mentioned nanobots, but they're probably in there. Yeah, go ahead. To be honest, here's the deal. It sounds like a guy that definitely has a beef with the government, that throws a lot of shit at a wall when it comes to conspiracy theories. And some of them, some of the ones he got right sounded pretty generic, to be honest with you, right? And then some of the ones he got wrong are pretty generic too. But then he has some specific things in the wrong category that were very ridiculous. Like that there's kids being raped in the bottom of a pizza joint, right? We proved. We actually went in there. It's shocking. I don't know why you fucking bothered. We found out that Ruby incident, right? And like the Sandy Hook fake parents, like that's a big deal. So when he gets specific, it sounds like he's not that correct. But he's generally saying things that are, like, okay, he doesn't like the government, and he throws a lot of shit out. It's all conspiracy theory, and some of it sticks, but the more specific it is, the less accurate.
Mike, can I just bring
Well,
us?
I have to say though, his 9/11 prediction. This was the claim. In early 2001, he predicted that there would be a major terrorist attack on U.S. soil, specifically involving planes, World Trade Center, and that Osama bin Laden would be blamed. That was his claim.
That's interesting. I'll tell you this. Whether or not you believe it, my wife would give a testimony of this. The second tower was hit, when I knew it was not an accident, I said to her, it's Osama bin Laden. The second it did, it took 2 days for it to come out. And the reason I said it is because I was following very closely with Osama bin Laden when Clinton had him in his sights, and Clinton decided to fire some rockets at his training camp, but not to kill him. So Clinton deliberately had a chance to kill him, didn't take it. He'd already bombed the U.S. coal, and I knew he was up to something really big in the United States. So with the exception of saying it's going to be airplanes into a tower, which is quite shocking, you would predict that, I definitely knew that there was a giant terrorist thing about to happen in the United States from Osama bin Laden. I knew that as a regular person, going to work every day, and yeah, so like, and that's just like I was deeply Republican, and I followed the media that much, which you guys do, right? Right. So it's not unheard of to predict 9/11 to the extent of, Osama bin Laden is the primary reason that we're going to have a major terrorist action in the United States. But it's shocking to say that you would think of airplanes smashing the World Trade Center. That's what's going on.
I wonder if there's any proof that he's actually RPG playing.
No. There is video of him in early 2001 that makes that claim. So, like you said, a lot of it goes right and wrong and it's kind of vague. And not necessarily very specific. It looks to me like he's got a couple of runs on both sides. Yeah. So, I don't know.
I didn't even label him as a facts though.
I feel like Joe Rogan's a lot less conspiratorial.
Right. If we wanted to predict plane leadership in real business, probably got it from someone else, but if we took it as because of other people who knew the same time.
Russian there is the U.S. war.
Right. We should
really Osama bin Laden too, because George Bush had the opportunity to take out Osama bin Laden. Remember they only had 5 people on the ground or something like that. Special forces were like 1,000, and they knew exactly where he was and they taken him out. George Bush's second house. Was it 7 or 8 years later? When Obama. Yeah. It's just a documentary on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, you guys should see that. It's pretty telling.
George Senior? George Senior.
No, Senior.
George Senior had only been president for like a month when it happened or something. Like George W. had no chance to kill someone before
January.
Oh yeah, he was the order for support.
I know, but what I'm saying is it was only a month in the seat before him.
Oh, gotcha.
Like he wasn't president very long.
If you're a small content
Right, I believe that too. I believe that's a large part of it for sure. Well, yeah, mainly coming from Dick Cheney. George W. was following Dick Cheney's advice on everything, and the Secretary of Defense. What's his name? What was his name? He died recently.
Oh shoot!
Anyway, yeah. Those two guys. George W. was literally following them 100%, and Cheney had it out for Osama bin Laden hardcore because they hadn't finished the job in the first when they went Iraq the first time.
Well, the now is all important.
I think that had a huge part to do with it for sure. They had an agenda to take Saddam Hussein out. Now, it was because they didn't like Saddam Hussein because they fucked up getting the first time. But it was also, I think, because they really did believe they could establish a democracy in smack dab in the Middle East that would counteract Iran. So, part of it was neocon democracy, spreading democracy in the neocon manner, along with. How about the ancient art forms? I don't.
You guys are doing a history hypnosis time lesson.
No, I know about them. I'm just saying I don't know if W had those in mind. How about the audio in the classroom where he was reading a book? Did anybody ever listen to the audio of the lesson being taught and what was said in the classroom? I don't even know if it was real. I haven't,
Is anybody sipping coffee and eating a muffin right now?
After reading some of this, though, I would like to state that specifically when he made his claim about the attacks on the towers with the planes, he described that claim as a false flag, that the government was going to actually orchestrate it and blame bin Laden. So that was part of his narrative.
That's interesting. Because that still stands today with so many people. That's interesting. And you didn't understand it that way, Mike?
That Pakistan is actually the border behind Osama bin Laden more than
I'm just curious. I'm not William. Before today, I did not understand that Alex Jones predicted that 2 airplanes would crash into the world towers, and that the government. I don't even know really. Wait, then what question did you just ask me?
Wallace, can I interrupt you, Wallace? Wallace, can I interrupt you?
I understand that people think the government was behind 9/11. Yes, I understand people think that. I also saw the hole in the fucking Pentagon, and people think an airplane didn't hit it, and a fucking airplane hit it. I saw it. So I don't understand why people think.
Can I just interrupt Wallace real quick before he responds to you? Wallace, I have heard Mike Moon talk about his time at Home Depot at least 100 times. So Wallace, just realize who you're talking to, okay?
John, I came up here actually to let Miss Shirley know that what Mike knew, because she said, I don't think I know Mike. And I was going to say, Mike, it's Mike Moon. I think everybody in this room right now, with the exception of John, for the moment being. But that'll change in a couple minutes, but right now. As long as I don't hear his recordings and hear myself, I'll be fine.
Mike, did you take your back channels off?
I didn't, but I will.
So I've been listening, but I couldn't engage because I was shopping and then cooking lunch. But am I the only person on the stage that actually likes Alex Jones and his craziness?
Yes.
I like him. I'm amused
by him. I might have more information that could support, because I was never an Alex Jones watcher or listener. I just thought that he was treated so horribly, and then when it came out that a certain percentage of his predictions were true, he never got it just never. He still is treated like a conspiracy theorist weirdo, and I think it's just weird. What made me bring it up was some people on Clubhouse still want to be naive and stay surface level when there's so much stuff out there to digest to give you a better understanding and context of everything that's going on.
Wait, I just want to take a second before anybody jumps back in to say, hey, Zero. Okay, that was all. Hi. I was going to say, wave at her and talk. Hi, honey. I was going to say gay frogs. That's the only thing that I can get from Alex Jones days, when people talk about him. He's like, he's the guy with the gay frogs. I'm like, it's deeper than that, y'all. It's really deeper.
The soundbite's hilarious. It's deeper than that.
It's making the gay frogs gay.
Like that.
Wait, one lesbian frog say the other lesbian frog. Huh? What did one lesbian frog say to the other lesbian frog? We really do taste like chicken.
It's deeper. She said, all I know is that you said the thing about the gay frogs. It's deeper than that. And I was thinking, sure it is. There's also transgender frogs, and they're not technically gay. They're just changing their sex. If you lick their butt, you might be able to get high.
That's just what the frogs want you to think. They put that out there. The frogs are behind that rumor.
What's a lesbian bring on the second date?
A U-Haul.
Ding, 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 ding.
Wait, was it a U-Haul?
Yeah.
Or a ding, 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 ding?
I like your double entendre there.
followed you since I think season 1, and we don't agree on everything. But I don't even like to call names.
Back off! I licked him. He's mine.
You can have him. I like Moose. If we had more than one, it would still be Moose.
All good. Well, it's all good.
And you actually went away for a while. I think like a year or two, and then you came back. Is that correct? I think I noticed.
He was a prison. He told me
Also,
that.
witness relocation program. I can't really say more than that.
Well, you have a very distinct voice, so unless you change that, like people are just going to know you. Yeah.
Hey, Serendipity, I'm just going to ask in the room really fast. Did Pepe really say that I ramble and he feels like he can't be mean to me? Is that what he said about me?
No. He was talking bad funny shit.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, why can't he be mean to me? That's hysterical.
Well, that's great. You stay ahead of him, so he can't keep up. He's like running behind you. Oh!
Yeah, but no dirty Sanchez in this room, okay? No dirty Sanchez.
Yeah, it's the place to stay is ahead of Pepe.
What about a semi-dirty Sanchez?
Well, Moose likes to say a lot of the same shit when he comes into a room. He did it to Wallace just a couple minutes ago. He does it to me. He does it to everybody. Moose literally projects and complains about the speakers in the room all the time. Why do you do that, Moose? Oh, and I see you got a new phone. It looks great.
Out of 5 years, Moose has never once said a negative thing to me in 5 years.
There you go, Hillary. You see that? So you're gonna have to. Your case is not very strong, though.
Well, you're cute. Whatever. I like Moose and I like William. Hey, Sig, real fast.
I like Moose too, so my feelings hurt. Hey, Sig, are you there?
Yeah, what's going on, bro? Good.
When you were in the Marine Corps, in the barracks, like when you were like E3 or whatever, when you had inspections all the time, did you used to make your rack, but then sleep on top of it with like a comforter or something, so you didn't have to make it in the morning, and you could just like tighten it up when you went to work?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or hang a secondary suit in your locker that never got worn or touched
for inspections. Like buy a secondary set of like alphas so that you could just like take all the IPs out of the seams and stuff and have them just hanging there for inspection.
Nah, I didn't have the money for that. That's expensive.
Oh shit. Okay.
Not as a private, bro. No.
Not as a private. I did it as an E.
Okay.
Or E4. But still, that's fine.
Yeah, I was
your your grandfathers are up there looking down going, oh man, what did we do? What did we build here? Like you can't do that. It's like faking it.
Yeah, I was the barracks manager, Mike, for my squadron. That's what I used to do. Used to go with the sergeant major and the XO every Friday, man, do field day inspections with the guys, man. So much shit we found in some of these guys' rooms, man. It was horrendous, bro. Fucking pizza under the bed, like literally full fucking pizzas underneath the bed, underneath the fucking racks, man. Fucking some of these guys tried hiding stuff and shit in places, man. It was ridiculous.
Dude, that's crazy, because in Iwakuni, dude, we had to strip everything out of our room, all the furniture out every Thursday night, and freaking make sure it was white glove in every fucking corner, in the floors. We couldn't even walk in our hallways afterwards. We had to like go out the windows, because to keep it clean. Like, there's no way in fuck you could have left a piece of pizza in that room. Oh my god, they literally inspected the shit out of it.
Has anybody been using Grok to do any queries recently of any interest?
I use Grok every day. Every single day. As a matter of fact, I'm using it right now. I use it for work. But yeah, when outside of work, sure. especially if I'm in some of these political rooms and I don't know, I don't have a full grasp on what they're discussing, then I'll plug it into Grok and ask it questions about this, that, and the other. Like yesterday, we were talking about the Department of Defense in Anson's room. So I plugged in, asked Grok some questions about the DOD. But yeah, I use it every day. I find it quite helpful. I go between that and Gemini and ChatGPT.
I don't even know what Grok is. Is that a new one? Is ChatGPT getting replaced by stuff that are people?
No, Home Depot just built the app, Mike.
It's Elon Musk's X version of ChatGPT.
It's a spinoff from Home Depot from when you weren't there, Mike. It's a new company that the Home Depot management put out. They're still using your pictures, Mike, and you can't get paid for it because of the new Grok app. You got to download it. It's called Grok or X. Maybe if you see some of your pictures being used, you can maybe file a copyright claim.
How many of you remember when Grok was misbehaving and saying all that wild shit? Did any of you guys witness that firsthand? Because I sure did. I actually said something to a group of Clubhousers before, it made news that Grok was misbehaving.
What kind of things can you share?
Somebody was like, he got really, really anti-Semitic, and somebody was like, why are you saying these anti-Semitic things? And he's like, if it comes down to supporting a Jew or being Hitler, just call me Hail Grok.
Yeah, that's right. I read.
I was like, he got into an argument with, I don't know if y'all have seen that little guy that runs around X. And, he just hit the world's highest IQ, and he's on a big proselytizing rant. And Grok was on his personal thread, calling him a fake and a phony and a fraud. I mean, yeah, he was misbehaving big time.
So we got booked with a regional media company who's going to do an interview on September 5th. And we have had one previous really good interview for the campaign. But Grok allows you to do a lot of calculations and relative calculations. So, for example, compare the per capita income of the average American from 1920 to 2025. And you can see how much it's gone up or gone down. And surprisingly, it's gone down compared to where the average American was in 1910, 1920. So on a relative scale, Americans are doing worse off per capita on average than they were doing 100 years ago.
Yep.
Okay, I missed some of your conversation, but because somebody knocked at my front door. But we were talking about Alex Jones. And anytime you want to talk about the opinions of Republicans or conservatives or the right, we always bring up the people that could possibly be considered to be nut jobs. I am not calling Alex a nut job. But if I've dropped it in the chat. If you want to hear somebody that I think is smart and knows things, listen to this interview with John Solomon in the Thought Leaders. Go listen to Thought Leaders. That YouTube channel. I mean, talk about smart, knows why things happened. He is fascinating, and the things that he is talking about are things that are in my memory. Like, for example, I was furious because Hillary Clinton took money from Russia for her foundation, and she sold uranium to, is that what it's called, uranium, to Russia. And he John Solomon is discussing this in this interview. Don't listen. Don't get some legitimate people to listen to when you want to really know what the right thinks and why we feel the way we do. Don't write it off to being just the people that are Alex Jones and Candace Owens has lost all credibility at this point. Go listen to some smart people. Hey, Sig, how are you? And Wallace, I just love it. Anytime you're in a room with me. Anyway, I'm micing up. And I interrupted your hello, Sig. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah, hello, good afternoon, Miss Shirley. Good to see you. How are you?
I'm a grandmother, and I'm old enough to know why I don't like Hillary Clinton. Because I freaking damn lived through her. She messed up my health insurance, and she sold uranium to the Russians. Nobody's talking about that. I mean, my God. And John Solomon goes into detail and how it's affecting day. Okay, I mic up. Hey, and Derisive, I love you. I always love to see you in a room.
And since Miss Shirley brought Alex Jones back up, I was because Nye was gonna say something, but she kind of let it go because we kind of moved off. But Nye, what's your opinion since you have listened to him? And we could close the Alex Jones thing out, but Nye, did you want to share your experience or knowledge of Alex Jones?
Well, I've always been a fan of Alex Jones, even when he seems to say things that are a little bit nutty. I think I appreciate his voice because whatever he says that I might give a side eye to, it has always motivated me to do a deeper dive into some of these topics. I'm not going to write him off as a nut job or, some of y'all know me. I like going down the conspiracy theory rabbit hole, so I appreciate him for presenting certain topics and talking points and hurling certain allegations against political leaders and et cetera, the New World Order. And, I just find it all very intriguing. I like going on these hunts for more information to kind of expand my knowledge on some of these talking points that he brings up. The only time, this was many years ago, the only time that I really gave him the side eye is when Robert Rodriguez, I'll never forget this, the filmmaker Robert Rodriguez, when Machete, before the first Machete movie came out, Alex Jones claimed on his show that he read the first version of the script. So those who work in Hollywood know scripts and stories get rewritten before they're, get filmed and in the can, etc. So he claims the first version of the Machete script was so anti-white, he was convinced that if Robert shot it as it was written at that time, it would spark a race war. And that was just the most ridiculous, silliest thing to say. He thought the Mexicans in California especially were going to rise up and kill the white man in California. And, needless to say, I couldn't wait to see the film when it came out, just to see if there was an inkling of anti-white sentiment in the film that would, rile up the SoCal Latino population to the point that they would want to rise up against Whitey. But that wasn't the case. And I don't remember any reviews coming out after that film dropped, after it was released, from white critics or white audiences feeling like it was anti-white. Again, I don't know how much of the script Robert changed or rewrote before he went into production compared to the version that Alex claimed he
home to who they really are. And they are vile. But it's been a good day here because I leave the room once it gets like that.
And I still stand by that he gave his opinion about Sandy Hook, right? And for him to be sued into oblivion and nearly losing his business and his brand over his opinion, I thought was very much a witch hunt. They've been trying to take down Alex Jones for years. And it leads me to, there's some people who think that he works for either the Mossad or he's a CIA agent because he has, for over a decade now or longer, he's been allowed to kind of spew some of these wild accusations that he makes against certain entities, and no one has taken him out yet. I know there have been attempts on his life, and I'm not, putting negativity out there, But I do wonder if now he's worked himself up to a place where he's an asset and being used as a puppet. I don't think that because, again, I'm a fan. But I do wonder sometimes if he is now some sort of government asset.
I want to make a point, and I've got a mouthful of food. To your point, there were things that he said that I'm sorry I agreed with. For instance, in Texas, we know that there have been kids who have been watched, they were turned in, people complained, and nobody did anything about it. And then they went and did the shooting. It's like they don't want to stop it because they want they want to have a reason to have gun control. There's no reason why you can be in Israel and have no schools shot up, but we can't protect our schools in the United States. I'm sorry, it's very suspect to me, that aspect of this.
But Israel doesn't allow private gun ownership, I thought. You're not allowed to carry in Israel.
I think they do now and encourage it.
Yeah, you're allowed.
Yosh, do you know the truth to that? Yosh? Good day.
So one of the things that was revealed after the October 7th attack was that a lot of the, I just lost the name. What are the communities they live in?
Settlements?
No, there's a name specifically for the Jewish settlements. Kibbutzes was that they didn't have any arms, and there was a couple of them that did, and they fared very well when the attack happened because they were ready. But so while everybody has to go into some form of service, whether it be military or some other form, so the majority of the people there are trained with firearms, but I don't think that they commonly carry them up until October 7th. Was that 2 years ago, last year?
But the thing is, hon, their schools, I believe, and somebody can correct me, are protected, do have people that are armed in their schools.
I mean, I have no idea, but obviously I believe that hardening the schools would deter this type of activity. But today's shooting, my understanding is they were actually in a church service, and the guy was shooting through stained glass. So, they were actually in a service worshiping at the time that he started shooting things up.
It was mass at a Catholic school.
And I'm not talking about what happened today. There have been other instances where people have been known, they knew the kids were a problem, and then they didn't do anything to address it. Sometimes their parents would call and say, this kid has got trouble, I need help, and they wouldn't do anything. So that is my aspect of Alex Jones that I'm in complete agree with. He shouldn't have, and then these people would show up to all of these events. It looked very suspect when they would be making comments to the news reporters. He shouldn't have said it wasn't real. And that part is where he got bitten.
So, to your point, the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas shooter in Parkland, Florida, that guy was well known. There had been over 40 calls to the local police about his behavior. He was reported to the FBI twice. The resource officer that was on call that day and stopped anybody from going into the part of the building that he was shooting people knew that kid, was afraid of that kid. And this kid, unfortunately had lost both of his parents. A family took him in, and he actually had taken a firearm, put it to the head of one of the children he was living with, and the police were called. And so knew about this kid. I mean, everybody that was at the school, he'd been released from the school, suspended from the school, but everybody that knew him and was in interaction with him knew that he was not well, and yet nothing was done. So we see that happen over and over and over again in these instances.
Exactly. Exactly, Yosh. And so, though it was ridiculous for him to say that Sandy Hook didn't really happen. Some of the media that's around it and the fact they won't do anything to intervene or harden schools as targets. You can harden a target. You can make a school a harder target than they are. Now, you may not be able to keep them from shooting through the glass. I'm not saying that you can, but they got a school in West Texas because they're way out of nowhere and they're armed at that school because there's no way to just call the police when you're out in the middle of nowhere. The happiest thing that ever was is when my children were in high school, there was an armed policeman standing on the porch, and there were teachers that were trained to take you down if you were a little jackass. Okay, I'm sorry for the language, but sometimes that's how it, that's the only descriptive word you can use. I'm tired of all this sissy baby nonsense.
I can see it when I close my eyes.
I went to a school that was they integrated my school, and we had a principal that was so gutless. Every time there was any kind of trouble, we went in his office and locked the door. So then they hired a guy that was an ex-Marine, and whenever there was trouble, they would get the 6'4" white Texas Ranger and a black highway patrolman, equal rights for everybody, walk down the hall and take care of business. He made it where it was safe to be in the school. And what happened? The sissy baby mamas complained because they didn't want their children to be disciplined or have consequences for their BS behavior. How many things can we lay at the feet of sissy mamas? They got him fired, and then he went to go run a prison. And now my school, they acted like prisoners. Anyway, he was qualified to run a prison, though.
I just had a church shooting a couple miles from my house last month, and yeah, it was pretty sad seeing the footage, man. They had a video camera rolling inside the church when it happened, and all the men were running like sissy little bitches, and the women were actually standing there trying to guide and direct people out to safety. Like the women stood up and did the men's job, and the men were running like a bunch of pussies. It was sad.
A few years ago in Fort Worth, a came into a church. They had done they had an actual policeman who was in their church. He trained the men and women how to handle the situation, and they took the guy down. There's no excuse when there is a big group of people that could be a target for people in the church in large groups not to take authority and responsibility for the safety of the people that they're with. I was a member of a church for 17 years. There were armed policemen at all the doors. The preacher had a security guard come in and out. He had security. All you need is one man pissed off at his mother-in-law, and you've got trouble in a church. And there's plenty of reasons for men to get mad at their mother-in-laws. Okay, Mike.
Well, I mean,
I don't see the shooter's name or age or anything.
Oh, hey, KP. I didn't even know you were here. What's up, KP?
Hey, what's going on, Nye? How you doing, my friend?
Very well. Welcome to the muff.
Oh, you know I'm always in the muff. I just sneak in here.
Hey,
how old is this guy? What serendipity? My bad, Brian. Miss Shirley, my wildest and wisest friend. I gotta spit real quick. I'm trying to have a smoke. William Wallace, my brother Sig.
What's up?
No homo on the spit. I know you're gonna say that. Moose,
took off. Damn. All right.
Yeah, but how? Who is this?
Anyways,
Oh, I was just gonna say. I mean, we all know, and Yosh can attest to this. I mean, these guys go to churches and schools because they know nobody's gonna be shooting back. But we gotta start arming people up, man. All it takes is a couple examples, man. That shooters gonna be shooting back. You come in here with that bullshit, trying to attack innocent civilians, innocent women, children, and elderly, and once they realize bullets are gonna start fighting back, man, we'll see a downtick in these shootings.
But see, I go to when I was visiting church or back to my home church. I hope no one's going to be offended, but if you are, that's on you. Went to a nigga church. All our grandpas had pew-pews, and now we all have pew-pews. We don't play because you put on your Sunday best. That's the easiest robbery. Okay, come on in here. You want to? You're going to fuck around and find out.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think the majority of houses of worship now have some sort of plan in place. I think the ushers, a lot of them have been trained. They are concealed carriers. If you go to the Jewish community, I think you'd probably be hard-pressed to find a temple that doesn't have people carrying and making sure that they're keeping people safe during their services.
well, I will let you guys know when the website gets up and going. You can go to it right now. And all it says is coming soon. But I did buy the domain for JesusMarshals.com because I have friends that love to carry at church, and that's what I call them. You guys are Jesus Marshals. You're there, ready to go, wound up, and come at us. We're going to shoot the fuck out of you. And guess what? We'll do your funeral here, too. We won't even take you out of the church. I mean, yeah.
Well, that's based on your pastor. If you're a pastor or leadership, they have to give you permission to carry. Only thing they have to do is say yes and write it down. You can carry. Just in a bar, you can carry in that bar as long as you're not under influence by that bar owner. You can carry. You're in the state of Michigan.
Yeah, let's qualify that. Every state is different, and you got to be very careful in understanding the laws in your specific jurisdiction, or you could end up in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, not just state, counties too, man. Some states, each county can regulate. Like North Carolina, it's county by county, man. So you can have laws like some laws apply to one county, and then as soon as you cross over the border to the next county, it may be illegal. So you got to switch up every single county line.
Yeah, you're screwed.
Michigan, though, so what's nice about our state constitution is they implemented a law that when it comes to firearms in the Second Amendment in our state, the counties, everything has to go by state. So counties can't make up their own rules. So whatever the state decides and the people vote on and it gets passed, then that's what's law. But counties can't do their own thing.
Yeah, many states have the state law supersedes any city, municipality, or county.
Yeah.
Because it just becomes untenable to try to understand if you cross from one line to another, and all of a sudden your firearm is being used. And that's one of these arguments we're having about between states. How could, if I live in Arizona and I am constantly carrying, and I cross the state border to California, all of a sudden now I don't have that same right. So there's actually cases right now that are trying to make their way to the court to say, how come crossing some arbitrary line, all of a sudden now my rights change?
Yeah.
Well, I think California should welcome all our gun rights because you allow all these illegal people come in. You should be fair, right?
KP, you're making too much sense, man. That's the first thing you got to turn on its head when you talk about California. Well, we did. They just went. They won a lawsuit in California to say that at the minimum now, which you couldn't do before, if you were somebody, let's say again from Arizona, and you were working in California a lot, and you decided that you wanted to carry in California, they have to afford you the process now, the California concealed carry process, which includes a whole bunch of crap. It costs a lot of money. But they do have to afford you the ability to get a California concealed carry permit now, even if you're residing in a different state.
You know what? I'm thinking about buying the Scar. That's going to be my next because it came off the market as illegal.
Yeah, and what's that called, Yosh? It's getting listed or unlisted?
Well, referring to what? Sorry.
He said that that rifle is coming to be purchased. That means it's getting unlisted or it gets listed when a gun is...
Well, so we got to delineate between talking about rifles and talking about handguns.
He said a Scar.
Yeah, so he's talking about a rifle. So, you know, as long as in California, as long as it's a quote-unquote featureless rifle, which that's a whole nother option.
Come back.
You can buy it. We do have a handgun roster in the state.
His question was, does it once it becomes legal, is it considered listed or unlisted?
Well, like I said, in California, it depends on the configuration of the firearm.
You the captain now.
Right, but that was the question. The terminology when it's legal to buy, does that mean it's rostered or unrostered? I think it's
the roster unroster thing is just pertaining to handguns.
Trump.
Whether or not it's meeting the criteria for a featureless rifle is a different set of criteria, and they just call it a featureless rifle. Otherwise, it's called an assault weapon, and then you have to register it as such.
Come back, it's Jay.
There's no such thing as an assault weapon.
Of course. Well, I've got a pencil I could use as an assault weapon.
Correct. A golf ball.
Use my hands.
I'm good with the spoon.
There you go.
Correct. Butter knife.
Right.
Support for the lead off on WGLT.
Knitting needles.
It's been nearly 2 months since the so-called indivisible bill was signed into law, and members of Illinois' largest public sector union say many people are just now starting to understand the consequences of the major domestic policy and spending bill. Here's WGLT's Eric Stock.
Union members with the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees Council 31 say the GOP's tax cut and spending plan that's now law will bring devastating cuts to the Illinois State University community and beyond.
Because he select people who did some serious shit when I mentioned that in another room.
Yeah, you see the hooks on them? Those hooks are dangerous. If those hooks
That's a crochet. That's a crochet.
Oh, well, those are even more dangerous. You stick that thing in and pull something out, like that's horrible.
Yep. The needle's a sharp, pointy thing. They're made out of metal. Some of them.
Well, at least they're sterile, right? They're sterile.
Don't let them get. Don't let them.
No, it's not a sterile needle.
It's not sterile.
Well, it can be. They're aluminum, I think.
No.
Right, or whatever.
They have to be processed.
They can
They have
be
to be
aluminum.
processed.
They can be wooden. They can be aluminum. They could be whatever. There's a lot of
If
different.
you made out of elephant tusk, who knows?
You have to.
No, that's illegal. You can't. That's ivory. Yeah, you better be careful.
Yes, I think he would be.
You know what? Something Yosh, I know he's around my age. These old things we had these old things now we call paperweights or concealed weapons. They only have 4 holes in them, and a lot of us men wore them. Now we just wear them as paperweights or have them on our desk or belt buckles. I did not know
Well, and they were sold as paperweights when we were young. Because even back then, I think they were frowned upon or illegal.
Yeah, it's crazy as hell. I'm just sitting here searching. I'm sitting at work. Say, well, it can fall under certain state licensure under CPWs.
What brought you out today? Well,
our favorite part about the Corn Fest is our family's got a long history of it. Been doing this
That's why you put it on a belt buckle, right?
They're magical. They're beautiful.
There is no challenges.
Correct. You always just look about a belt buckle that you can just a snap buckle. If you know, you know. Or just have them on your desk and just, keep papers down so they don't blow away your family. Right, that's all.
Conversation piece.
Correct. In the old Yost and Wallace, remember the old blackjacks?
Yeah, those are illegal in a lot of places, but
crazy.
Very small, concealable, very effective.
Yeah, they still show videos online of people making them, and it's hilarious because the ideas they have of, have you ever, they call it something else, of course, and the great use of this, and then when you think in your head, oh my gosh, what are you doing?
But I think you get more in trouble if they catch Led Zeppelin inside of it. You're going to be in trouble. Because if Led Zeppelin inside of those things.
Right, or Heidi-ho!
First in city, you get a milky new cow tied over a few things. You're good. Wink, wink.
Out of the church that killed like 9 parishioners.
Depends on your state.
We talked about how.
Dude, as kids, we used to have fun making all kinds of different stuff to find out later, like, what do you mean I can't hang it on my wall? Like, shit. I just considered it bushcraft, right?
Yeah. Like you can't even go get a piece of iron out of the barn and go get an antler. If that blade is too long, or they will go from the shaft of the antler, you're screwed. Just making a craft, you're screwed.
That's why you just stick to rocking chairs. Just build a good rocking chair.
So you do with your apple out there and just carve it. You old man.
Speaking of rocking chairs, you guys seen the whole fiasco with Cracker Barrel?
Yeah, they went back.
Speaking of rocking chairs, where else is that conversation?
I did not want to talk about that. Trying to dodge that bullshit.
That was a smooth segue.
I was trying to dodge that one. I'm sorry about that.
Hey, you want to know something even weirder? I've been standing rocking chairs for 2 days now while I've been listening to this.
The
shorter version of it.
Didn't they?
But what do you guys think about that? Taking, what's it, 52 years? I think they had the same.
that same way with me. Everybody always, as soon as I fucking start talking, niggas is offended.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Because he was like, I don't care about this. It's like, clearly, we know that.
You guys don't care about 7th
But why do they think that someone like me cares?
Right,
you don't care about 7th of
I don't
sis, yeah, it's not.
Yeah, that's not pretty.
I'm
You guys don't care about 7th of October?
I'm not being held hostage to a fucking.
I can't believe the 7th of October, bro.
I'm not being held hostage.
You don't give a shit. You just said you don't give a shit about 7th of October.
I don't. You don't hold me hostage to it. None of you can.
I'm just kidding, Maurice. I'm just kidding.
I was in the Philly cheesesteak October 7th.
What is this allyship? What is this? This is
You heard her, man?
allyship.
You heard her, man?
There's a difference between allyship
Jackie, you heard the 7th of October?
Yeah, I was eating the Philly cheesesteak on October 7th.
Do you know what? Yeah, like 1,200 people of mine died in this Israel-Iran war. Yeah, like, no one ever talk about.
I opened up rooms for it, so why didn't you
No,
come
I
to
hear
my
that.
room?
I know, but the thing
Do
is,
you know how many people showed up in here? 80 to 90 people, Barissa. 80 to 90 people showed up. And do you know the Baraza Pahlavi supporters? They justified the killing of innocent Iranian children. I had to smack them. I'm like, shut the fuck up. What you on about?
right? The thing is, yeah, at the end of the day, what the Palestinian people have been going through, like none of our pain will ever compare to that, right? It's happening in 4K, live stream some of it right in front of our very eyes. Like, they need to shut up about their talking points. I'm actually tired of it. I've got fatigue. I'm sorry, I have fatigue. I cannot be bothered.
You have a Persian fatigue? You have a Persian fatigue?
Huh?
You have a Persian fatigue?
About what? Persian fatigue?
Yeah, do you have
I
Persian
love Iran. I love.
So there's a guy in this in the hallway. His name is JB. He came out of the closet. He didn't know he was a Zionist before. He didn't know he was a Jew. Nobody knew that he was a Jew. After 7th of October, he came out of the closet that he's a Jew. And guess what?
Little sleeper cell, clubhouse.
Yeah, he's from the healthy debate. And guess what? Then he opened up a room on right fatigue. And then now, let me see if I can try this Persian fatigue. What would be the Persian? And then the room went on for about 4, 5, 6 hours. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Wait, so he really is a...
Bro, healthy debates, right? Healthy debates. Yeah, I didn't know this.
Wait, so he said he's Italian, then he said he's Jewish. Like, what the fuck? But you know what? He sound like one though. When you hear him speak, he sound like a New Yorker too, man.
He is from New York.
And he is Jewish. We need to have some objective morality. Like, we all need to agree what is right, what is wrong. There's no grey area in between. We shouldn't stand for, like, you know, anything bad happening to any other people. Yeah, cool. But like this whole
massive organization.
Speaking to the choir, everybody knows that. Okay, not interesting.
Yeah. So that simply means that it doesn't matter what side of the seesaw you're on, you fucking dumbass, because
everyone knows that. Not interesting.
The group that owns the seesaw is the one that's actually running your fucking country. So
everyone knows that. Not interesting.
Why? So no, it's not Christians. Christians are they're subservient to this group. Anyway, the point still stands though. We don't have, as the brother was saying, as black people, you don't really have anybody that's representing you. They're not representing America. They're representing their interests, and it doesn't matter what side of the coin you flip. Still,
not interesting. We all know that.
Yeah, you didn't know that, dumbass.
Okay. So can you answer my question now?
I'm not gonna answer you.